Uighur Genocide. China killing Uighurs to harvest their organs. According to multiple official reports, Chinese authorities collected DNA samples of 23 million residents from ages 12 to 70 in eastern Turkestan by drawing blood and scanning their voice in the name of health checkups as early as 2016. Why does the Chinese government want to collect a DNA sample from all the Uyghur people? An independent investigating group, China Tribunal, published its report after 12 months of investigation, stating the organs of Uyghurs and other religious minorities detained in Chinese prison camps are being forcibly harvested while the detainees are still alive. Those organs have fed an enormous trade in organ transplants. The tribunal added that witnesses, experts, and investigators had told of how religious minorities such as Falun Gong practitioners and Uyghur Muslims continued to be killed for their organs to be extracted. Olivia Enos, a senior Asian studies expert at the Heritage Foundation, observed that as the crisis in Xinjiang gathered steam, new reports have emerged that Uyghurs may be having their organs harvested. Almost all the major media outlets have reported on Chinese crimes against humanity by killing people for their organs. Even the United Nations urged China to stop killing people for their body parts. The news about organ transplant activities in China exploded in the year 2000, together with reports of thousands of transplant tourists going to China to purchase organs. In 2014, China declared that it would stop the practice of taking organs from executed prisoners. But China has been expanding its organ harvesting business into the largest one in the world during the past 2 decades. And now organ harvesting has become one of the most profitable industries in China. Chinese websites advertise hearts, lungs, and kidneys for sale, and available to book in advance, it added, suggesting, of course, the victims were killed on demand. You can see a large amount of organ harvest advertisements in Chinese search engine Baidu. Sean Steele, California Republican National Committeeman, told Fox News, "Medical tourism is big business. If you are wealthy, you can get the organ you need in a couple weeks. Thousands are being sacrificed every year, and it is not being discussed." The July report of China Organ Harvest Research Center deduced that the on-demand killing of prisoners of conscience is driven by the state, run on an industrial scale, and carried out by both military and civilian institutions. These institutions include military hospitals, airlines, dealers, and commercial agents. The Human Organ Transportation Green Path at the Urumqi International Airport allows for the transportation of large numbers of organs to be shipped around the world to various recipients. Attorney for the China Tribunal, Sabi, described the organ harvesting in China as one of the worst mass atrocities of this century, and that there were hundreds of thousands of victims. China kills at least 100,000 people for their organs every year. Researchers verified and confirmed 712 hospitals which carry out liver and kidney transplants. For example, one hospital, Tianjin First Central Hospital alone, performs more than 6,000 transplants a year. In 2016, Messrs. Kilgore, Matas, and Gutman published a report, Bloody Harvest, The Slaughter, an update. The authors estimated that between 60,000 and 100,000 organs are transplanted each year in Chinese military and civilian hospitals, the world's largest organ transplant hub. Dr. Huang said China will perform the most transplants in the world by 2020, more than America's 40,000 a year. Where are the organs coming from? The shreds of evidence show that there were extraordinarily short waiting times for organs to be made available for transplantation. Patients in China, including foreigners, are promised matching organs within days, without any delay. Witness testimonies said the unfathomably callous trade is often performed when the victims are still alive. This means the detainees or the patients would be killed if their organs matched the demand of the buyers. All prisoners are potential victims who might be killed on demand. How much money does China make from organ harvesting? The investigation concluded that the growing transplant industry in China makes more than $1 billion for government-run hospitals. According to the China Organ Harvesting Research Center, there are mountains of money to be made. Data from 2007 shows that hospitals charged more than $65,000 for a kidney transplant, $130,000 for a liver, and more than $150,000 for a lung or a heart. Desperate patients might make a high-priced donation for a new organ at top speed. According to one Chinese company, Boya Biological, their 2018 annual report listed their blood products business had a revenue of 904 million yuan and a net profit of 327 million yuan. This is happening in the Uighur region. Uighurs are the organ bank of China. Since late 2016, the Chinese government forcibly collected DNA samples from millions of Uighurs. Uighurs believe that they might be used for organ matching or some secret bioweapons that target a specific group, the Uighur. According to Guo Wengui, a Chinese billionaire in exile and former Chinese secret agent, Uighurs have been a major organ source for Chinese officials, including former Chinese President Jiang Zemin and many other thousands of high-ranking officials. Dr. Anwar Tokti, a former surgeon who once unwittingly took part in one of these operations and is now living in exile, testified in European Parliament to having removed organs from a prisoner forcibly in 1995. He said organ harvesting in China has become an ongoing practice for over 20 years and is widespread and systemic in the Uighur majority region. He told of his experience of being forced to remove the organs of a criminal who was still alive. Uighur organs are the halal organ source for rich Arab Muslims. Uighurs have been one main source of the halal organ supply for many Muslim organ buyers. Dr. Faisal Shaheen of the Saudi Center for Organ Transplants wrote in an article for the Arabian business publication that 410 Saudi Arabian citizens had purchased organs from 2012 to 2014 from black markets in China and other countries, and that 7,000 Saudi citizens need kidney transplants. The former surgeon Anwar Tokti told Radio Free Asia that he believes the main customers of China's grotesque organ harvesting business are from Saudi Arabia, whose recipients need organs, and that authorities market and advertise the harvested organs as halal, even though the illegal practice is completely forbidden in Islam. China is committing genocide against Uighurs. China has collected all biometric data of the Uighur people and detained more than 3 million of them in prisons and camps. Many young Uighur men and women are reported to disappear, and the authorities have never shown any interest in looking for them. Now we know that the government is killing those innocent people just to get their organs and make money. The world should stand up to stop China from the ongoing genocide against Uighurs. Written by Tahir Imam Uighurian and read by Tikan Chamenlik.